If you want to help MythVision podcast grow, you can join our Patreon. There are different tiers, as well as help out with PayPal. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Question from Mara, Meimaridi. Memoridi, I believe, something like that.
Never heard that name.
Forgive my mispronunciation of your name. Hi, Derek. Is it possible to ask Dr. Price the following question? What is the meaning of sacrifice for an immortal being? Thank you and greetings from Athens, Greece.
Sacrifice for an immoral being?
Yeah, so what is the meaning of sacrifice for an immortal being?
Immortal.
Immortal.
I have a hunch she means what really sacrifice did Jesus make in consenting to be dead for a couple of days?
Maybe.
That is an excellent question because it's very close to docetism. It says, well, he didn't really suffer and so forth. Well, if you say, okay, he did suffer and remained dead for a couple of days, that kind of pales in comparison with the idea of somebody dying and staying dead. It almost pales in comparison with Jews imprisoned in Nazi concentration camps. What does it say in Hebrews? He tasted death for everyone. Well, a taste isn't like some foods I've never eaten. I can be brought to taste, but that's usually about it. I'm a neurotic. I just eat what I ate when I was a kid. But what do they actually mean that? A mere taste? Because that seems to be enough for many people. They say, oh, up from the grave he arose with a mighty triumph o'er his foes. I always love that song. But if he came right back, it really throws a different light on the whole thing. It would really be a sacrifice if he was crucified and stayed dead, or as Thomas Altizer says in his great book, The Descent into Hell, he says that's what should be the mythic outcome. The idea that God has now emptied himself of his transcendence and exists now like nirvana within samsara, that the divinity is now permeating the secular, the fallen world of suffering, so that God is with us in our suffering, which explains why the Christian duty is not to come up with elaborate sophistries getting God off the hook. Oh, yeah, he allowed Auschwitz because of this, that, and the other. Don't say that. You're becoming an accomplice after the fact. You're becoming just as guilty as God, saying, oh, well, yeah, he had every right to do it. Oh, my God, you're condemning yourself out of your own mouth. The appropriate Christian reaction would be to say, I will dwell where God dwells, within the pain of the world, trying to help ease the suffering of the people of the world. I don't need to ask why this has happened. How's that going to help anybody? I need to try to alleviate the suffering of the world. Isn't that the point of the kenosis? Christ emptying himself and taking the form of a slave? Well, it does say he was exalted, but that's where the myth becomes corrupt and goes off track and simply reverses itself, Altizer says. And he said that's kind of half Christian, half Buddhist, and that's the way it ought to be. And so I think, yes, even if you don't want to go in his direction, it does seem to undermine the whole idea that being dead for a couple of days is some real sacrifice.